Welcome to Lowcountry View of Hilton Head. My name is Earl Yates. I'm your host. Today my guest is Peter Zych. Peter is running for Town Councilman of Ward 3. So we'll have a great conversation and you'll get insight to who Peter is at the same time I will, and hopefully that we'll know if he happens to be our future councilman for Ward 3, then you'll know a little bit about him. Well, Peter.
How are you?
I'm doing quite fantastic, I think. Now let's start from before you came to Hilton Head. What did you do? Where are you from? And what should we know about your past?
I'm from New Jersey.
Yes.
Before I came to Hilton Head, I was working in the Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, and I had a 2-week vacation. So I and my wife and myself went up to Vermont and took a 1-week golf lesson, but we had a week left. And so we said, well, let's go play golf. So we chose Hilton Head, not knowing anything about it. We came down here on a Saturday, 4th of July week, probably got the last room on the island. And by Wednesday, I bought a villa in Shipyard. I fell in love with the island immediately, and I have been in love with this island ever since. And in 1994, I was able to retire here and do things that I had never done before because my work took an awful lot of my time. So now I have the time, and I'm enjoying life.
So now, and now you're running for councilman.
Yes, I am.
Now, if I'm correct, this is not your first time running for councilman.
No, it isn't. In 1999, the mayor proposed, Mayor Peoples, proposed a financing method called tax increment financing. It's very complex. I'm not getting into it. So I didn't agree with it because I had a financial background. I didn't think it was right for Hilton Head. So I ran against the mayor pro tem at that time, Mr. Carlin, and had a spirited race with him and lost by 28 votes. The next time around, Mr. Laughlin was running, our current mayor, and the issues on this taxation were still not resolved. I ran again and lost that race by 41 votes. And again, it was a clean race, and we were friendly. I didn't run again because Mr. Laughlin did such a good job, and there's no reason to run against somebody who's doing a great job. And this time, the seat is empty. I'm a little bit concerned about which way the town is going to go, and I've thrown my hat in the ring again.
Now, you said your background is in finance. So for your career in finance, give me a brief explanation of what you did as far as finance.
I was a manager of trading rooms. Okay. In these trading rooms, we financed international loans. We gathered the funds that necessary to make the loans and finance our business. And also, we engaged in trading. We traded foreign exchange, we traded bonds, we traded short-term instruments, and trading for profit, hopefully, and we did, and it was very successful about that. I traded in New York most of the time, but I've had tours in Singapore, 2 tours in Singapore. I've worked a tour in Switzerland, and I've had a few months in both Paris and London.
So you're an international man, that's safe to say.
I'm an international man.
So with all your travels and what you've seen, of course, this was the destination that you found that this is where I wanted to end up. After traveling around the world and seeing so many places, and Hilton Head was so special that you felt that this is where I wanted to be. What was it about Hilton Head that tied you in the most?
Well, traveling around the world, I mean, I didn't see it all, but traveling around the world, apart from the pockets where the very rich live, there's no place in the world like Hilton Head. This is a unique environment. I can't explain it to you because you just have to see. You know, in many places you have these beautiful pockets with trees and palms and nice water. And then as soon as you step out of the gates, you have, well, especially in Asia, you might have just shanties. But they're just pockets of beauty. Hilton Head is beauty. You drive onto the island, it's beauty. It's unique. I've never been any place like this in my whole life.
Okay, and you have a financial background, of course. For me, one thing I look at Hilton Head, because I'm from Hilton Head, I'm an island native, and the culture of Hilton Head, which it seems to be is not very, it doesn't exist as much as say the tourism side, which is understandable because we all focus on finance to make our way of life. If the tourism industry did not come to Hilton Head, then even the island natives like myself wouldn't prosper the way we have. Do you see in your plan a way of preserving to where Hilton Head can not only be seen for visitors as far as the financial side, the beach, the tennis courts, the golf side, but also for its history?
Let me address that obliquely. My wife and I chose Shipyard to live in because it is a mixed-use, tourist-oriented community. We like the tourists. You know, we go down the beach on Saturday nights, and we watch the new tourists come in with their children, and they all run towards the beach, and they're all happy and pale, and and we watch their happiness, and we get happy. We just sit there and we get happy because they're happy. So I like the tourists. I actually moved into a tourist area because that was our choice. What the town can do is help the local business person revitalize their businesses. Hilton Head has run down a little bit since we arrived here. The national economy is not that good. It could be for a variety of reasons. But what the town could do is to get out of the way of allowing business to renew their facilities. If there's nuisance legislation that has been passed or overzealous inspectors, the town could get rid of that nuisance legislation and rein in these overzealous inspectors. Let's just take a minor issue, trees. Okay, if we want to draw tourists to the island, well-heeled tourists, hopefully, because they will spend more money in the restaurant, they'll need a good golf course. But a good golf course needs grass. And if we limit, let's say, tree cutting, then grass growing doesn't occur. And we limit the pleasure of the tourist that comes to play golf, and he may not come back. But that's just a minor issue. But let's say somebody has a major project, and it's environmentally friendly, and it's going to be a real big issue for the town. In other words, like, let's take the revitalization of the Cligney Plaza, South Forest Beach area. That whole area could possibly be revitalized. That would be wonderful for the town. Wonderful for the town. So the town needs to get out of the way. The town needs to be wise in its legislation, and if local business people want to put together a project that is environmentally friendly and will upgrade the facilities on this town, I will vote for that every day of the week.
So your side that you look at Hilton Head is where we need to be more open to more development as far as that goes.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said, yes, there is room for more development. The island is still not built out. But I said renewal, in a sense, because I think the calls right now are not for more development. I think the calls right now from the business community are for renewal of existing development. Okay. More development, there's room on the island for more development. Only 68% of the commercial space has been utilized, and 78% of the residential space has been utilized. So there is still room for development before we get into any other issue. But I believe the call right now is for renewal of development, renewal of existing facilities.
Well, I think with, of course, your past of seeing so many different places and areas in choosing Hilton Head says a lot, because we obviously have a lot to offer. And it's wonderful that someone who has seen so much thinks so much of Hilton Head, and to also have that desire to give back not only monetarily, but also as far as who you are, and thinking that that could make Hilton Head a better place. Best wishes and best lucks with the election. I mean, I've enjoyed speaking to you, and I know those who already know you that have voted for you before see the quality of person you are. And if you are my councilman, it'd be a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, this has been Lowcountry View, my first part, and of course, Peter Zych has been my guest. It's been enjoyable. Grab a drink And I'm going to take a break, and I'll see you in just a little bit.